Hi everyone, welcome to another interior design tips video, and Happy New Year! This video is all about home trends and design ideas that I'm loving for 2022. Now, the word trend or trendy seems to send people off a cliff, so let me just say this: trends are just new ideas or new ways to do something different in your home. We all have different styles and colors, and the reason that has happened is because we've had lots of trends over the years. Today's home design style is actually very individualistic, unlike the Victorian era or the Art Deco movement. Today, we mix styles all the time, and that's because of trends. We adopted some of these new ideas over time and created what is now a very eclectic look for our homes. So when I talk about these new trends that I'm loving, it doesn't mean I think you should go out and change everything in your home to reflect these new trends. I'm just giving you some new ideas about what I believe people are leaning towards. And you may or may not want to adopt them yourselves. Or you might interpret them in a completely different way that better suits your own personal style. Life changes all the time. The pandemic has affected everyone on this planet, and that means we've all changed a little bit as well. And as a society, we start thinking about things differently, and that can change a lot of things, including home design and home trends. I'll be referencing last year's trends video here today, so if you're interested in finding out how things evolved from last year, I'll post the link in the description below. So with all of that in mind, let's get to it. I'm excited to share with you my thoughts. So the pandemic has continued, and that means we are still focused on home and making it the most comfortable home possible. That trend has not changed from last year. And the latest trend is all about traditional design and decoration. Last year, that whole grand millennial look was a big trend, but I think most people felt it was way beyond their own comfort zone. They loved the traditional elements because it was nostalgic and comforting, but it was just too much for most people's homes. Instead, the trend for 2022 is making your home more traditional in its elements and details, but still keeping a current, unfussy feeling. We're looking for classic interior design. So for instance, it could be as simple as adding a classic oil painting over top of your fireplace, and maybe a couple of footstools with very traditional turned legs and casters. Traditional furniture is a great way to bring that classic and timeless look. This demi-lune hall table is a perfect example of something traditional mixed with other more modern pieces. Also note the gold ornate moldings on the artwork. And notice the artwork is not hung on the wall, but leaning. It's this mix of old pieces done in a new way. Another great detail for traditional design are wall moldings, like this classic vertical paneling. Notice that beautiful chest and the oil paintings layered on top. Vertical wainscoting is classic and timeless. This bathroom, along with a more classic shape for the freestanding tub, is perfect for this new traditional look. Panel moldings add warmth and classic detailing to any room. It's elevated and sophisticated. Also, classic details on cabinetry is something we've seen in the last few years, and with a traditional approach, this will continue. Reeded door and drawer fronts on kitchen cabinets. Look for classic cabinet making details like dovetail joints, framed cabinetry, and traditional looking faucets and lighting. It's not about stuffy details and moldings. The new traditionalism is uncluttered and unfussy. It celebrates architectural details, well-made furniture, and classic interior design. The next trend is something that I've talked about in the past: large-scaled lighting. And now I'm seeing it everywhere. Lighting is such an important part of any interior, and sizing has always been important. But sometimes you can really make a statement with sheer size and scale. We've been seeing large-scaled lights above a kitchen island for some time, but now I'm loving the oversized pendants over top of dining room tables. It's an opportunity to introduce more texture. Or a completely new shape, like this Japanese soji pendant light, where everything else around it is minimal and square. Or this large globe light in this double-story entranceway. It's unexpected and unfussy. Instead of a chandelier with lots of little lights, this new trend of one big light fixture feels fresh and exciting. And it's not just pendant light fixtures. I'm loving large-scale table lamps like this one on this console. I'm loving the large vase on the floor as well. It's creating a little bit of balance. And how fun is this? A floor lamp that actually looks like it belongs on a table. See how that unexpected sizing just makes things feel new? You can have statement lighting in many places throughout your home, but oversized lighting is just that tiny bit of new excitement that makes me love my job. Last year's trend tended towards a warm color palette, We're moving away from all white and wanting more warmth and coziness. Beige and cream started to take over all the neutral gray interiors. Now, I think we're leaning towards colors found in nature, along with all that warmth. And primarily, green is an important color this year, not only because climate change is affecting us all in some way, but it's also because we've been stuck at home for the past 2 years. I think we've all started to appreciate the outdoors a lot more. Green was also predicted the paint color of the year from several leading paint companies. Sherwin-Williams chose Evergreen Fog. Behr chose Breezeway. Glidden selected Guacamole. PPG settled on Olive Sprig. And Benjamin Moore selected October Mist. I've got a video about this color in particular, and I also discussed Benjamin Moore's color palette for the year. It's a must-watch, lots of color inspo in that one. So you'll see lots of green. At times it will be vibrant and rich like this forest green velvet upholstered bed. And all over green rooms will be sagey and muted. A green palette is soothing, calming, and restful. It provides a sense of stability and security. And it's a perfect color palette for a more traditional setting. But it's not just green. Color palettes reflect nature. Think about the color of dried flowers, a little faded, but the color still comes through. Some rooms will be moody and dark with saturated touches of color. Upholstered furniture offers up opportunities for color, even if the spaces are more neutral. Hi there, did you know you can get personalized interior design advice from me? I offer up 30-minute design consultations. All you need to do is head over to my Patreon page for all the details. Plus, are you enjoying this video? Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for helping me grow this channel. Another reason I think traditional interiors are making a comeback is our love for patterns. And one definitive way to add patterns to your home is wallpaper. And no, this isn't for everyone, but if you love florals, and I mean if you really love florals, then you might want to consider wallpapering a whole room in a beautiful floral pattern like this. It's the perfect mix of traditional materials with a warm and colorful palette. You get both in wallpaper. I love it mixed with a corresponding color on the trim work and fireplace. It could be that you're still a little more modern, but would still love a pattern. This mural-like paper is so pretty above wainscoting mixed with an upholstered bed. And if that's still a lot, you could always tuck wallpaper into an open closet like this. It's like starter wallpaper. And it's not just wallpaper, you'll see patterns in tiles, patterns on top of patterns, or a more restrained quantity of patterns, but still colorful patterns will dominate. Large-scaled murals, wallpaper, fabrics, and tiles, all part of those traditional elements we're loving. The fifth trend that I'm loving is this idea that our homes are becoming more enticing. We are living, breathing, and feeling our homes. It's all about designing for the senses. Texture is such an important part of how we interpret a space. Hard, smooth surfaces means the room feels cold and sleek. On the other hand, weathered and worn surfaces adds warm and cozy vibes. So I'm loving textures like stone and brick on the walls. Vintage and antique wood furniture, along with thick blankets and heavy patterned fabrics, all add to the warmth. It's about having pieces that tell a story, that have been handed down, things that aren't too perfect. And in the right setting, walls are not just smooth, there's a texture to them. They've been weathered and worn, creating a more cozy, mottled look. Lime-washed walls, or what some would call Venetian plaster, is making a huge comeback. And you can't forget the very popular trend of aromatherapy with scented candles and diffusers, all creating a setting that is sensorial. We want to see, touch, and smell all these elements in our home. If you check out last year's trends video, you'll see that curves were a big deal. And this is still true. See, not everything changes every year. Basically, curves and rounded shapes feel more comfortable and inviting, which is perfect for how we want to feel at home. So although it may not be a super sinuous sofa like this, leave a comment below if you actually bought a sofa that looks like this. We're still drawn to softer, rounder furniture. Maybe it's just some accent chairs that are round and cushy. Or you might be drawn to what is known as a tub chair with its curved back profile. It comes in lots of different styles too. And just as last year, curved architectural elements are still popular. From my perspective, these are design details that are classic, but I guess many people are now thinking about them for their not so classic homes. Curved arches and curved doors are always lovely to incorporate, especially if you have a very special door or entry. And things are becoming a bit more sculptural. There's a real push for postmodern furniture, but again, I think a full room of this style might be a bridge too far. Instead, look for adding 1 or 2 special pieces for that sculptural element. It could be this light, this console, or this chair. Any one of those would look great in a room. And maybe not all 3, that's just me. Sculptural and upholstered chairs can look beautiful. And pedestal tables are an elegant addition to your home. They can be moved around quite easily. And finally, one thing that hasn't changed is that many of us are still working from home in some capacity. In fact, schools just closed again where I live, which means kids are learning from home too. So that means the need for some kind of workspace is still an important trend we want and need to accommodate at home. For some, it may be a dedicated room for a home office. One that is no longer just thrown together, but actually designed to keep you productive and looks good on a Zoom call. For others, it meant converting a guest bedroom and making it a double duty room. Or even just finding space on a landing or tucking yourself into the hallway. Open plans have really opened our eyes about their limitations. Needing private space can be difficult when all the walls have been removed. But I think open plans will stay. It's just too costly a change to make. Instead, I'm loving the interesting ways we can add that focused space into multi-purpose spaces, finding creative ways to get work done within a family setting. So here's your takeaway. Think of design trends like an evolution of styles and an evolution of design. We're all looking for something that will make our homes truly reflective of our personalities. Trends help us do that. They offer up new ideas, and these days we're looking for soothing, comfortable spaces. We want elements of tradition with natural color palettes and playful pieces sprinkled about. These are things that I think will bring you closer to what makes your home unique and personal to you. Trends help us define our own personal styles. With every new year, it's always fun to look back on past year's trends. I've got several videos highlighting trends in interior design, so be sure to check back in with those videos. I'll link them below. Also, head to my Patreon page. I've got lots of tiers, including one where you can schedule a one-on-one video consultation with me. My patrons and I have tackled so many projects in the last few months, including bathroom and kitchen remodels. So if you need some personalized help from me, head to patreon.com/designchickee. And a big shout out to my patrons. Thanks for watching this little design tip. I'll have lots more design tips just like this one coming soon, so don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss the next video. Leave your comments below and let me know if you have a super curvy sofa. I'm intrigued. And as always, if you like this video, please hit that like button. It helps to grow this channel. See you soon.